Hi, welcome to School of Literature. My name is Monika. I am a gold medalist with a master's in English and currently a junior research fellow at the Department of English Studies, Central University of Jharkhand. Today I want to share some tips for a master's student of English literature. In my last video, I talked about some tips that a literature student should know before they begin their graduation. If you have not watched it yet and think it might be useful for you, I have attached its link in the description box below. I am making a separate video for MA students because your study experience is not just going to be different but also a lot more serious. If you have not used your time properly as a graduate student, you can still make up for it during your post-graduation. But as a postgraduate student, if you are not serious, it could cost you your career. So here I am with a few tips that I think you should think about from your first day. I hope you reflect on these tips and find something that works for you. My first tip would be to be consistent and strictly follow a study routine. I said the same in my video for undergraduate students as well, and I will repeat it here. If you have worked hard for your undergrad, you just need to continue that in your masters. If not, it is time for you to buckle up and give your all. Even if you later choose not to be in academics, there is no harm in utilizing your time properly. Since you have opted for this course, it is only reasonable to at least be honest with your time for the days to come. It is not always possible to be your best version, but try to achieve that every day. Be consistent, manage your time well, and don't be lax about your studies. It is going to reward you eventually, but you have to begin from today. My second tip for you is to read actively and analytically. Gone are your graduation days when you read a book only because you loved reading. Although you are expected to come out of your pleasure zone in your undergrad, your postgraduate course is going to take it a step ahead. Reading is often thought to be of two kinds. One is active reading and then another is passive reading. The kind of reading you do before coming to a literature course could be called a passive reading. As an example, when an author is telling you that the sky is blue, it is just the author's way of telling you what happened in the story. On the other hand, if you pause to think about the plot line and try to connect the blue sky to an image or an interpretation, it can be said that you are reading actively. As a postgraduate student of literature, you are expected to read diversely and to read closely. Your interpretation matters. Critics' interpretation matter. But along with these interpretations, there is also a humongous task of acquainting yourself with literary theories. During your post-graduation, you will be introduced to a lot of literary theories and you will also learn how to apply them to the texts you have been reading. Feminism, postcolonialism, psychoanalysis, and ego-criticism are some of the theories that you will learn about and apply to the reading of a given text. Do keep in mind that you are not just expected to read a text closely and interpret it, but also use literary theories as a tool to analyze the text you are reading. This will help you not just for your exams, but also for your dissertation, research papers, and even your PhD if you choose research later. Now that you have learned how to read as a literature student, here is another crucial tip for you. Find out research papers related to the text you are studying. Make notes and revise. Do check out Google Scholar for this. As an MA student, it is also important for you to work on your research skills. Reading diversely at this stage does not just apply for fictional texts, but also for books on various literary theories. You can also take an interdisciplinary approach. In fact, literary theories will show just how vast a literature course could be because of its interdisciplinary approach. You do not have to read everything you come across. Be mindful of the books or research papers you are consuming. Not all of them will be worth your time. My fourth tip for you would be to network. Your post-graduation might be the end of your student life. Considering the vast world waiting for you once you are done with your masters, it is a logical step to talk to people around you who have lived through your probable future. Have a conversation with your seniors and teachers. They might help you in finding your next step and making you see the path you want to choose. It never hurts to know the possibilities the world has for you, as it would prepare you for what is to come. My next tip for you is to start preparing for NTA UGC NET. If you do not know about it already, NET stands for National Eligibility Test, and if you want to see yourself in academics, you will have to start preparing for this exam seriously. You can qualify this exam under 3 categories based on how much you score. Category 3 qualification makes you eligible for PhD admission after your MA. Category 2 makes you eligible for PhD admission as well as assistant professor. And the top category makes you eligible for PhD admission, assistant professor and junior research fellowship during your PhD. You should always aim for JRF because the financial support during your PhD not just helps you in making you independent but also conducting your research peacefully. So qualifying the NET exam will not just help you towards getting a doctoral degree, but it will also give you an edge when you apply for teaching positions in universities. While you must already be reading your syllabus in depth, for NET, do the same but think about the objective questions that could be asked. I suggest that you check out previous year's question paper of NET to familiarize yourself with the exam's pattern. When Roshan and I were preparing for this exam, we did it on our own, read a lot of books and made our own notes. It requires a lot of consistent hard work, but in the end, it was totally worth it because we both were able to qualify with JRF. My last tip for you is to enjoy the journey. Don't stress about the broad syllabus or uncertain future. Humanities students often feel lost about their future prospects, but remember that many people have been exactly where you are today, and one way or another, they have navigated through the difficulties. You will too. But if you forget to smile on this journey, you will only make it difficult for yourself. Trust the process and keep working. I'm sure you will reach where you want to. So, this brings me to the end of this video. Do not forget to check my last video for BA students, as some of the tips might come in handy for your postgraduate journey as well. I will see you soon. Till then, keep reading and keep learning.